You guys know the videos weren't rendering well and they weren't recording and everything like that. So we went and got internet. Mark went and negotiated for business internet with Xfinity and Comcast. And he came back with an internet that was half the price of what we were paying before, that is 600 megabytes per second as opposed to 20. He's really good at negotiating. Yeah, I walked in after he walked in and he'd already taken care of everything and we were just signing stuff and we walked out. I'm like, how much did that cost us? And he told me, and I was like, wow, that you were so amazing. I have the most amazing husband. Okay, so I'm sure I wish he was here to hear that, but he's not here. He just took off. Okay, so traditional funnels, right? So you have a traditional funnel. You always have a lead in, right? For a lead in, you can do anything from a freebie, like templates. I've used those, right? You guys see that we have free templates, right? You can do, like some kind of blueprint. You can do a cheat sheet, right? And you guys are welcome to go through any of the templates, blueprints, and cheat sheets and kind of use the same format as the ones that I provided. And just, make them your own kind of thing. So like, even if you want to do like right now, if you want to copy the bullet points and you want to say, hey, this is what we learned, and just kind of say, this is what we used when we learned in our Hypnotic Amazon certification program. Like, these are things you can look at and use. That's totally fine. You can do webinars, and there are different types of webinars you can do. You can do like a 5 steps to XYZ, right? So whatever the outcome is that they want. And you never want to use more than 12 steps, right? So usually you can say 4 to 12 steps. Okay. You never want to use more than 12 steps in a webinar. Okay. Or in like a training. Okay. And that's also considered a freebie, but those convert a lot higher. And let's see here. You can do, I do not advise you do webinars until you have case studies, right? And proof. Okay. Once you have a webinar with case studies and proof and you're able to market that online, you're going to have an unlimited number of clients. Really, really simple, right? The reason I say start with the freebies, right, is, and reach out for free with the no funnel method is, unless you have a large amount of money for testing and failure and marketing, and it has to do a lot with targeting, trying to target Amazon clients is really a little bit complicated. I would look for like trade shows. Okay. Let's see here. Trade shows, lists, right? They always have lists. And those are trade shows in specific industries. Okay. And then I would offer them a freebie using the 9-word email. Okay. So any of the freebies appear, like free templates, blueprints, cheat sheets, right? The most popular ones I have are 3 simple steps to a 100K per month Amazon listing, just to give you some ideas of things you can come up with. And then there's also 500%, 500% sales increase, 30, let's see here, 30 days, 5 steps. And if you guys want to see, and that was kind of a webinar, if you want to see that, that's on my YouTube channel. And I can add that for you so you can kind of format it after that if you want, but that's a freebie. Let's see here. Add the link to the YouTube video. Okay. And again, that's kind of a webinar, but that's after I had one client, and I had tons of clients and tons of results. But I said, okay, well, this is really interesting. We had a 500% sales increase, 45% conversions, 30 days, 5 steps, right? So I did that under a webinar model, and you can go and mirror that if you want. This is literally just like this. I've done this in both written and in video format, right? You can post things on YouTube. You can distribute them around the internet. You can post them in a group. You can post them on your page. You can, that becomes like the thing where you're pulling people in, is like where you have people they either want steps to hit a certain goal, okay, or they want to see how you already hit the goal using your steps, okay? So this right here, I think we ended up changing it to strategies, probably. This right here was just, we talked about 3 things, right? So superior positioning, which we've talked about, hypnotic anchors, and hot button words, right? That's it. And this was way back when I started. And those are the 3 main things I was using, and we still use them, but now we use a lot more, right? So the webinars, case studies, things like that. You can do video. A second, you can do video. You can do audio. You can do written. Okay. You can write a book. And the book I'd recommend reading if you really want to write a book and you want to get, okay, so if you're looking to hit like 7 figures in a year, right? And you're really serious about it, there's a book called The 1 Million Book Method, I think. Let me go double check because I have it. Make sure that it's the right one. Let's see here. One Book Millions Method. Okay, and that's what I'm using right now. Where did we go? Okay, so One Book Millions Method. Book Millions Method. And you can buy the book and go through that. When you're looking to really quickly scale your business, like if you want to get out there and get a lot of clients and then scale some figures very quickly, this is my top recommendation. If you're just at the point where you want to make 6 figures a year, okay, so these are 6-figure strategies. Okay, so this is a 6-figure strategy. This is a 6-figure strategy. Okay, this is a 7-figure strategy. Okay, because once you hit here, this is when you start scaling your packaging, and this is after you know your stuff, right? Into, like the 5K to 20K per project range, as opposed to the, like right now I charge like for Hypnotic Amazon listing for a standard one, it's like $9.97, including if it's just the content. Okay. So these are like the ones that are like $9.97. And this is what you sell packages directly on a website. This is when you are jumping on the phone doing consults. Okay. And you're selling the exact same packages. You're just framing it completely differently. And they're sold because they've read a book ahead of time. Okay. And this method works incredibly well every time I've used, and I'm still writing several books for this because I got really into it and I need to stop writing so many books. But I realized that I love writing books more than I love doing almost anything else because I love training people. Right. So, so I have like 4 books going at one time that I have not launched any additional books of any of these 4 books, but the ones that I have using this method have done really, really well. And when you do it this way, the great thing about this is when you use this write a book, 1 book millions method, you're not charging very much upfront for the book, but it's covering the cost of your ad spend. Excuse me. And they teach you funnels and things like that inside of their specific funnels to use, right? So let's just assume that you're not at this point yet, and you can always go and look at that, right? And that's part of I think it's called Peaceful Profit System. Profits, okay? Let's assume that this is like in your future, right? And this is for the, like if you're scaling to 7 figures a year, at 6 figures a month. Okay. So let's assume you're looking at, you have a goal of, 6 figures a year, which is like, 100,000 plus per year, right? USD. Your USD. Okay. You're looking at having a lead in like this. Okay. So you can have a webinar, or you can have I really wish I could do this backwards. You can have a webinar, or you can, oh my gosh, that really didn't go the way I wanted it to. I'm just going to go that way. No. Is anybody else laughing right now? Please tell me you're laughing at my fun here. There we go. If you're looking at building to 100,000 a year, which obviously, like I always suggest setting micro goals. So when you're first starting, like your first goal is to get, micro goals. I don't need to make it that big, but I'll fix it in a minute. Your first goal, right, is to get your first paying client. Okay. That's your first goal. And then your goal is to get your second paying client, right? And then your goal is to make, let's say, $500 per week or something, or 1,000. And some people, like, I will be completely honest, when I first started doing this, I hit it, this was over 10 years ago, and I hit $4,800 a month really fast, right? And I had zero experience in actual client service sales copywriting at all. Okay. So like and $4,800 a month to me now, like it kind of, the thought of making that little makes me panic. But if you're in an area where, like, there are some areas where $4,800 a month is a lot of money. And I was raising 2 babies at that point in time. So it's not like I could work, around the clock. So set micro goals. Okay. And kind of work up from there. That way you have ways, celebrating along the way keeps us motivated. Okay. So it's never good to like, for your subconscious mind. A lot of people say, well, set a goal that you know that if you reached it, that you know, it's like an amazing thing, or like that someone was helping you along the way, right? I've never met a single millionaire or billionaire, and I know a lot of them, who have ever just set one giant goal and said, well, I'm just gonna hit, $1 million a month. They always set micro goals every single time, because when your brain sees, like, first of all, there's two things in action. First of all, there's the reward system in your brain, right? And so that keeps you motivated and going. The reward system says, oh my gosh, I really like this: dopamine, serotonin, love, oxytocin, all this fun stuff, right? And so it's like, I want to keep going. I hit this. Now I can do this, right? The second thing is your subconscious mind has those barriers. And we're going to go over that in 2 weeks when we do that bonus training. But your subconscious mind has these barriers where it's like, okay, you're either building confidence at any point in time, or you're depleting confidence. And your actions will be based on the confidence you've built or the confidence you deplete. Okay. So if you have micro goals and you're like, well, I got my first paying client, that's amazing, right? It doesn't matter how much your first paying client is. My first paying client, I'll tell you, this is back before I knew that sales copy was a well-paying thing, was like $10. It was absolutely ridiculous, right? For some people, their first paying client, they're really excited at $100. Some people launch right out there with a massive amount of confidence because they come from, I don't even know from where, but they can hit $1,000 a listing like right away. They can totally do it. So like, it's going to depend on where you feel you're at, but your first goal is to get your first paying client, and then you want to get the results to create a case study. Okay. One of the things I recommended in this class was to get the first thing we did was to get the first person who will trust you, who will trust you with their listing. Right. And then give me a second here. Oh, this thing is so silly today. Okay. And then use their results as a case study. Okay. And a case study is just very, very simply, sorry, I didn't realize it'd be so hard to talk today. A case study is just very, very simply your results, the proof, and the steps you took to get there. And then at the end of that, you want to say, if you're interested in seeing how we can get you results like these without whatever their pain points are, pain point or pain point, and you guys know how to research those. There's different ways you can do it. You can say, schedule a free, and then you want to use like a hypnotic name, right? Name like, schedule a free, oh my gosh, what doesn't sound hokey right now? Let's see here. Sales accelerator session, right? So you can jump on the phone with them if you feel comfortable. Or you can say, download this free guide and get them, onto your email autoresponder sequence. There's so many ways to do this. And I'm putting this in steps. You can grab one and, oh, I feel comfortable with this part, this lead in. Oh, I feel comfortable adding this. Oh, I feel comfortable adding this. And they'll all work together. It's just a matter of like, some people are more comfortable having an automated follow-up sequence instead of jumping on the phone. That used to be me. Now I'm a lot more comfortable if someone says, hey, I want to hear about your packages. I'm like, okay, here's my phone number. Call me. We'll talk for 5 minutes, right? Because I can explain, I can say, what's the deal? Like, what are you doing? What's the deal? I can consult in 5-10 minutes and like get them into the right package instead of like the back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? But I don't usually have them calendar. I'm just like, here's my phone number. It's on my website. Text me, like shoot me a call. Like if I see somebody call through, I'll try to answer, kind of thing. So I mean, there's just, I'm trying to think of the best way to do it, to explain this to you. So you can have them schedule a free anything. You can have them download this free guide. You can have them, so they're on your email autoresponder sales follow-up, right? You can have them, let's see here. You can send them to a sales page. My conversion rate from going from webinar, like a webinar that is these are evergreen webinars, okay? These are webinars that run forever. So you don't want to use the year. Don't use the year. I made a mistake of doing that. Or any specifics, right? Any time related specifics. Because what this is going to do is you're going to set this up once and it's going to keep running and it's going to generate clients, right? So every time you push it out, people are going to sign up to the webinar. It's going to generate clients. It's going to generate clients. It's going to generate clients. Okay, so this is the sales follow-up, right? And it's really that simple. You don't need, and this is it, right? This is where you actually make the sale. Okay. You can either do the sale accelerator session, like you talk to them on the phone about your packages. And you don't talk about your packages, you talk about their problem, and you really resonate with them and say, yeah, like that sounds really frustrating. I've heard that, like we've experienced that a lot with clients, or I've heard that's happening to a lot of people right now. Like here's how we solve this problem. And we offer these like here's, and you don't want to sell the packages. You want to you want to sell the solution, right? Just like we do in listings. You never sell the package. You're not selling the product. You're selling the solution, right? So you're selling the solution like, okay, well, here's how we solved that problem before. And, this client was really happy with this. And, you can be referring to one client. You can have one client and grow a business, and it can be a free client. It really can. I didn't start with free clients, but I had the confidence and gumption of somebody like when I was younger, of like almost like blind confidence, right? I don't know if anybody who has been through that when you're in your, early 20s, mid 20s, or like your teens, where you just feel invincible and you think you're like, I'm gonna jump off and figure it out on the way down, right? Which I still do that, but not as much. So I launched right into it. It was like, yeah, hey, here's what I'm doing. And I was undercharging anyway. But so you can go from a lead in, pick any lead in, okay? And then pick any sales follow-up. Okay. So if you're more comfortable with, let's go backwards on this. No, it's not going to let me do this, is it? No. Okay. We're going to go back this way. Okay. So you have your lead in, you have your sales follow-up. Okay. Right. The only thing, that was silly. The only thing you need before your lead in is traffic. Okay. Traffic can come from anywhere. It can come from, can I post in your group? It can come from, can I provide a free training for your podcast, or your, online training? It can come from Facebook ads, obviously, right? And it can come from, any kind of online ads, honestly. Like, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. So if you say, can I post in your group? This means like your Facebook group, right? So go find other experts and say, hey, can I post in your group? I want to do this thing, and just offer a free training. Like, hey, can I post this freebie in here? Can I post this webinar in here? You're not going to post the thing that you are selling. Okay. You're not going to post your packages. You're not going to post your sales follow-up. You're posting a free training to get people to go and get your lead in. Okay. They used to call it a lead magnet. I call it a lead in. Okay. This is super duper simple. I will show you one. I'll show you one of the ones of mine that converts, if I can think of where it is. Hold on. Convertree login. I haven't had to touch this since 2017. That's how effective it is. And you guys could just copy this. I don't care. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Again, I have multiple different, oh, come on. I know I was, okay. Close, my passwords are fine. Never, don't save that. We don't need to. Ask me later. Let's go to, let's see, where is it? Where did it go? 3, 3, 3, 3. And I just built this out here, so I'm going to try to show you here. Is this where it was? Let's find it. Nope. This page used to convert like crazy. This was like when I first started out. Okay, we're going to go back to pages. Sorry, this is taking a moment here. I just thought, I'm like, oh, I'll just share the page. It just occurred to me I should share the page with you guys here. Okay. Nope. Go back. No. Where did it go? I know it's in here because it's generating leads. Here we go. Okay, this right here, and again, this is now on another site, but I want to show you guys this real quick, okay? So this page right here, I should probably just get the link. See this? I just built this simple thing in Convertree, right? This page right here has been converting at over 76%. just like this. Now it looks a little bit more polished, but just like this since 2017. It's 2022. That's 5 years. I created one page, one template, one email follow-up series, right? Okay, let's see here. I'm going to find you guys the publish. Let's see here. Grab you guys the link. So you can just copy, hey, Amazon seller, it's me, enter your name, your, whatever you want to call yourself, want the $100,000 Amazon sales listing template. I've leveraged to write more than 1,000 top converting Amazon product descriptions free. And people log in here. Okay. Where's the publish thing? Come on. I need to grab this real quick. Da, 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 da. Okay. And you can use any kind of page builder to build something like this. And it has your picture, right? And then I have this little thing down here, and some people just skip right over here and like go to the secret discount page. It seems kind of hokey. It's a really ugly page, but this page converts at 76%. Okay. Which is a really big thing. And you guys all have a $100,000 template that you can just copy if you want to. Like, it's super duper easy, right? So let's see here. Lead magnet. So it's an example of a freebie. Okay. And I'll post the other one later. Okay. So that is the page that I use. And it's really just that simple. You do usually need, there are free page builders and free autoresponders. So like if you go to, MailChimp.com or, oh my gosh, who else does it? Constant Contact. There's a lot of, if you go to an email autoresponder, a lot of them will allow you to use their, they have you can create like a template page free. And until you get over 300 people on your email list, you can use their service for free. So, create one on an email autoresponder like MailChimp. Okay. And they'll let you create they'll let you build an email list for free for a certain amount of time. I don't know what let's see here. I believe that is, let me just go. Right. And this is just like the free way to start. You can create a lead magnet. You have examples. You can go use a free service, right? So free email templates. Let's see here. Account limit. Let's see here. Okay. So to our audience, let's go right here. So you can sign up for free. Okay. You just come in here, go to MailChimp, create an email, use an email you already have, username, password, right? And then you go in there and they have page templates already set up. You just upload images, plug in the copy, use this as like a template. It's really, really simple. So then you have, and you can use for any lead magnet, right? So for this type of thing, you could say, I don't want to mess with this right now because it's still probably live somewhere. Even though it's like replicated over to another page right now. I'm not sure who else still comes in from this. So, you can say let me show you guys the video real quick. Go to my channel. I'm going to mute this real quick because, and please remember when you're looking at this, I shared all these things with my family. So I'm not sitting around all the time watching Raining Tacos or the duck song or kittens. Like, this isn't me. I share with all the kids. Okay. So if I go to my channel, let's see here. You can create a YouTube channel too. I highly suggest it. Okay. And I go to my videos. You will see I have made a ton of my videos private at this point in time. This right here, I'll grab this. Okay. This right here is a YouTube video that I just distributed. And then I put the link to that page originally below this video. Okay. I need to go back and answer that. That was 4 years ago. That's funny. See, so it's been running for a long time, but it still brings in clients. I just wanted to grab that real quick. There we go. Okay, so there's a YouTube video that you can watch there. I'm going to take this off of mute at this point so I can hear you guys again. But you can do the same thing where you create a page. Okay, you create a page like this one, and you talk about whatever the video is. Want the 3 steps to $100,000, or want to discover how we increase conversions 500% to 45% in under 30 days, right? You just put the outcome that they want, right? And we have it right here. And you're going to want to do it based off of your your results, right? And you're going to want to include whatever the important thing was, whatever the percentage increase was, or $1 million increase in sales, right? 30 days, 5 steps. You know, 45% conversions, 30 days, 5 steps, or, how we got, how we increase clients, one client's product sales by $126,000. The more specific the number, the better, in X number of days, 5 simple steps. The 5 simple steps we use to increase, one product's whatever, $126,000 in 30 days. You can word it however you want. When I was doing this video, when I had like the page I have this on, literally just says the headline is 500% sales increase, 45% conversions, 30 days, discover how in 5 simple steps. I mean, it's really, really simple, right? So you just put a headline at the top of the page, right? And then you're going to go to, right? So after they do that, you're going to take them after that, like they watch the webinar. Maybe you have a template and there are links in the template to your sales page with a discount, right? I always give people a discount and I put in like a cheat code, like, 20 off 2022, or I just do 20 off is my most common one. Cause that way I have a book running since 2017. People are still going, they can still use the code 20 off, right? You take them to your sales follow-up where you're either going to convert them on the phone, which, I can do, but they still order from the sales page, or I send them an invoice. But most of the time for the last several years, I've sent them to the sales page. Okay. And you guys have all seen my sales page right now. And this is just the very basic one. I have several, but this is the one that I'm constantly testing to see what happens. And as you can tell right now, I'm pivoting. My goal, as I said before, is to try to move my hip, like to try to more focus more on training people, and then focusing on helping people, like going beyond just the Amazon side of like the Hypnotic Amazon listings, and then to have other people helping write the listings, right? Which is part of the purpose of this training, is to have other people to help write the listings that are really, really great. And as you know, I'm launching this book and I've got another book I'm launching, and I've got so much going on. But you can go and look at this and kind of replicate, the sales page. Like, this is a lot cleaner. You can go and look at like our competitors and see what they're doing. you know, um, for a long time, at the very top of this, I just had that headline, right? I would have them go through and like go to a page like this, and it was like 500%, 45%, 5% sales increase, 45% conversions, 30 days, discover how we did it in 5 simple steps, right? And that would be the headline right here. Okay. And then this was the same. They entered their email and their name. They were automatically redirected for a while to the sales page. At the top of the sales page, I had the YouTube video, and it literally said what they wanted to see. So now you have their name, you have their email, you're building a list, right? You can follow up with them using your follow-up emails. Okay. And I'll tell you about that in a little while, because that's probably one of the more complex parts, right? You want to stay on top of your list. You want to stay in touch with your list. You want to keep your list warm. You want to use the rule of 4-1. And I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But then I was just have the video here, and then people would buy packages because they saw the video, right? I'm currently repositioning quite a bit, as I mentioned, because I'm really enjoying I still love copywriting, but I'm enjoying the consulting and the training side of things a lot as I get older. Older, I'm 40. I'm not that old, but as I get older, I'm learning that I really enjoy I have the confidence now to consult, and I want to help people, from that way. You can go through and copy something like this. Just look at the layout, right? I honestly, if you change out like, this section here, because you're not doing the book, and you change out this up here to like some kind of, um, like your webinar or your freebie, right? You want to make this like a freebie right here where they can download it or they can grab it. Um, or they can grab it, like download it from right there instead of entering their name and email address, or they can watch your webinar. That's your, case study. That's really great. I don't care if you copy the rest of this. I really don't. Okay. So if you want to copy and just change it a little bit to what language you think will resonate with the people you're working with, you can copy this. You obviously don't want to copy this because that's, my thing. You can use it kind of as a template, right? Oh, that was a fun thing. This right here is your positioning section. Like, what makes you amazing at what you do? What makes you better than everybody else? Okay. Let's see here. Results. On here, more results. I've got a ton of results. You don't want to copy the results, obviously. Let's see. Order here, what I do. Let's see. Then there's the packages. You can look at the packages. I'm always changing those. So you may want to check back. And there's additional things. And then there's the warranty and contact information and FAQ. And you can model all of that for your sales page. That page converts currently at about 13% on cold traffic, right? So it's not a bad page. I've had pages that convert at higher, but that's when I was charging less. So if you are undercutting other people's rates and you're amazing at what you do, you're going to get a million clients. But you don't want a million clients because you don't want the people who, like, at first you want clients who, you can get results from, right? And then as you raise your prices, you don't want to take every client, because if you keep trying to take the people who don't have any money, they can't be successful because they don't have any money. And that's their mindset. And they're also like, they can't afford to market, right? So you don't want to go after those people once you're established. I mean, I wouldn't at all if you can afford it. But when I first started, I was bootstrapping everything, right? Okay. Can you guys still hear me okay? I forgot to check in and ask if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I'm like, here I am just talking. Okay. So you can always direct people to the sales page. You can also, instead of a sales page, if you use a phone call, you can send an invoice. Okay. I also am at the point, I've been at this point for about 5 years where I don't have to jump on a phone call. If someone contacts me via email and says, "Hey, I was referred by XYZ," I say, "Okay, great. Tell me a little bit more." And they tell me, and then I'll say, "Okay, this is the package you want. You want me to shoot you an invoice? Here's the cost." They're like, "Yes, great. Awesome." And I just do all the transactions via email. This afternoon, I have 2 consults with 2 higher end companies, like, that are, already extremely established on Amazon. And so they want to know that a lot of times those companies that are already doing 6, 7, 8 figures a month on Amazon, they want to jump on the phone. And that's okay, because if I quote them $5,000, they're not going to him and haw if I've spent 20 minutes on the phone with them, right? Telling them, here's your actual problem. Here's what you need to do to solve it. Do you want to solve it, or do you want us to solve it? Right. And then they say, okay, how much is it going to cost for you to solve? I'm like, well, we need this, 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 and this. It's going to be 5,000. I'll shoot you an invoice. Right. And then they say, okay, great. At that point in time, I don't have them buy off the sales page. But when you're on a call with somebody, they don't usually, unless it's a package clarification call, which I don't have a ton of those. If I do, they just take a few minutes. They're not going to see it as you selling them the same package as the website. They're going to see it as you solving their problem, right? So doing it via phone is going to get you a lot more money. But if you're like me, where you rarely have time, where there's not a million people running around, you're like, mom, like, phone, you have to be really, really careful about the amount of time you spend on the phone. Otherwise, you can't actually complete your copywriting work. Right. So then that becomes a problem. So this is this is like the basic, right? Create some kind of lead in, either with steps to get to, like the $100,000 listing, figure out who you're going to share it with, whether you go to an industry website and pull emails. You can email on Gmail up to 500 people per day. That is your limit. Okay. So if you have a Gmail account, let's see here. Let's go to, contact industry trade show websites. Okay, so if you have a Gmail account, you can go and pull a bunch of this information, and you can email, um, 500 people a day if you want. I wouldn't recommend emailing 500 people a day, but when you do the email, if you're doing any of this, like the email especially, you can go down and use the 9-word email. Okay, the 9-word email is not something I created. Just so you know, I take 0 credit for this. Right? I got this from, let's see if I can pull it up in here. Okay. The 9-word email is, and I need to figure out who did it. Okay. Yeah. So when I was training on this before, I've used this before to train, obviously. This was back in June. So when we were training on this before, this achieved a 43% open rate, right? And the subject line is just use their name. Okay. For the stats, 2,620 emails sent out with a relevant lead magnet. Didn't do anything afterwards. Okay. The emails were open at 43%. The response rate was 28%. That means people want to start a conversation about your services. Meetings booked were, oh my gosh, 36%, 108. Sales qualified leads were 18, 11 people closed. So if you're closing 11 people and you're doing this via phone, or if you're not doing it via phone, via email, if you're closing 11 people and you're charging $1,000 per package, you've just closed $11,000, right? And this is the same, you just send this email out, right? So subject line is their name. So it'd be like, Diane. Okay, that's my name. Or you can, my family and friends call me Di, so you can say Di if that's what's listed. But you want to use the name they have listed, right? Like on an industry website. And I'll show you what one of those is in a second. Are you interested in, this is content is like what's actually in the email. Okay. And again, I don't take credit for this. Are you still interested in, whatever are you still looking to, right? Whatever they're doing. So are you still looking to grow each of your, let's see here, grow each of your Amazon listings to over 100,000 per month? Okay. So, you can do that and then you can lead them. There's two options. Option one is just let them respond. If they say, yes, I'm interested, they say, yes, I'm interested. And then you put your name. Okay. Like your name, your company, okay, your email, and include your phone number. You'd be shocked how many people call. Okay. Option one, let them respond. Yes, I'm interested. And then send them either the freebie or the sales page. Okay. Option two is link directly below the content in the PS section to the freebie. Okay. So this would be like PS, here's how we made it happen. And then, you can insert link under here's how. I guess what you call it is an anchor link, maybe, to here's how. Okay. And then they click on that. And you'll get people going, then that would take them from here to, like the page over here, right? It'll take them here, right? And they're like, oh, okay, great. This looks really interesting. You want to make sure your page converts, but we know that this type of page converts, even though it is ugly. It is so ugly. We know it's ugly. But for some reason, when we make it pretty, everybody thinks you're trying to sell them something. You make it ugly, people are very happy to be like, oh, this person is one of those people who's really, really good at this one thing, but they're not good at, making websites. So they must not be a company. I don't know why people think that, but they do. So this is the 9-word email, and I need to figure out, I want to give credit real quick. 9-word email by Dean Jackson. Okay, Dean Jackson, this is all over the place, right? And he's given this information away for free. He's not even in our field. He's a real estate entrepreneur, right? He's like a real estate investor. So he's given this away to free for everybody, like to use. He doesn't care if you know it. I just want to make sure Dean Jackson gets credit because he's amazing, right? Okay, so 9-word email, Dean Jackson, and I'm going to link this. Where'd we go? Just had it up. Where did it go? 9-word email. I'm going to share with you guys because that's what I do. Change them with link, copy link. Here we go. Back to all of our funness. Okay, 9-word email by Dean Jackson. Now you have that. Here we go. Apply. Okay, so let's say that you've gone through. Okay, you have a lead magnet. There's a ton of different types of lead magnets out there. You can Google lead magnets. You can go and look on, on YouTube for how to write a great lead magnet. You can copy the lead magnet that I have, and change it out for information that's actually relevant to what you're doing. You can give away free. I mean, some of the things that people like are really, really simple. Like they like free bullet point templates. These 10 bullet point templates, garner more than 6 figures a year in Amazon sales. Okay. And you just give them like 10 bullet points they can plug in and they'll be like, oh, hey, but then you go into saying like, don't copy these directly because otherwise Amazon will spam you. But these are great, that use these as like kind of like a blueprint or use these as like a, like kind of an inspiration, right? Don't copy these directly because these are already owned, but use them as inspiration. If you want us to create bullet points for you that help sell your product that are completely unique, like contact us here and you can just take them to the sales page, right? And at that point in time, they've already entered their name and their email address. They're already on your email list, right? That's when email follow-up becomes the most important thing, okay? We're going to talk about email follow-up. Okay, and then this no funnel method. So you use your lead in, your freebie, and then you're just using the email. So email them the 9-word email. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place with this. Okay, and then shoot over the freebie or your schedule a call page or your sales page, right? You can do any of that. Okay. The reason I love the book method so much is because it pre-sells everybody. I mean, people come to you and they're already hungry to buy because they see how many steps. You guys know there's a lot required to do this, right? In fact, there's so much required to do this. And I've grown so wary of answering, like investing any time outside of the people in this specific class in terms of trainings that I have. I don't know if you guys saw, but I pulled down all of my training videos for Hypnotic Amazon listings, with the exception of like the results based ones, and a few consulting ones off of YouTube. I just pulled down 14 videos. So that whole training that I started in 2017 is now gone. Like, people can't get it in the membership page. They can't get it anywhere. Right. So the only training that's available now is the one you guys have. Right. Because we've got hundreds of people signing up and they all have a million questions. And it's like, we got to focus on the people who are doing the paid training. We've got to focus on clients. We've got to focus on improving results all the time. We don't have time for the rest of it anymore. Which is a big shift in my, like my identity and my beliefs, but it needed to happen. Okay, so email follow-up, okay? You can use any kind of autoresponder. Okay. But I tend to prefer to do everything in Kartra. And so for me, everything is built out on Kartra. Let's see here. Let's see. App.kartra.com. I think I've already got it open. Okay, so here under Kartra, I don't know if I've shown you guys Kartra before, but there's like a million different things going on. Okay. So under communications, pardon me, I believe it's under automations. Set this up a long time ago. Nope, it's under sequences. So if you look at, let's see here. Is this where I have it? I haven't updated this in a long time. I need to update this, but it still works. It's effective. So, no, I don't want to start the tutorial. Is it really going to make me go through this? I've already set this up before. Next. Kartra is amazing because it'll teach you how to do full online marketing from every perspective without having to actually learn it. It's just all automated. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so this right here is for the questionnaire. This is the post thing. This is not what I want. Hold on. Where did it go? Is this it? Let's find out. I'm glad you guys are so patient. I'm glad this is a bonus training. Okay. And the idea behind these emails is the 4-1 rule, okay? So generally, when you're getting started, when you are, okay, here we go. When you're getting started, what you want to do is you want to send 3 emails to 4 emails that position you as a go-to expert. Okay, so things that either talk about stats, that you've accomplished, testimonials, steps you took to get there, things like that. You can send them articles from the industry to show that, hey, I'm an industry expert. If you have articles posted on other people's websites, you can point to those like, hey, I was featured as an expert on this website. You should check out this article to really help you, whatever outcome they want, right? And then, like you want to do that. So for, this is like, I have the whole training thing. These are from the trainings, right? But when you're contacting people, this is not, I'm talking about 2 separate things. When you're contacting people or you're first setting up your sequence, you want to send 3 to 4 expert positioning, helpful, useful tips, step-by-step type emails, right? If you're really trying to grow your business, okay? You can get clients without doing an email auto sequence. You really can. You can use the, get clients free method that I was talking about, which is, now outlined on our notes page. Or you can build a complete business once you have things automated. So you have traffic going out to one of your freebies, right? Whether like one of your lead-ins or your paid book, and then you have them enter an email sequence that takes them to a page, like your sales page, right? But during that, you want to make sure that you're giving them freebies. For these, like this is my, my first email from this isn't even showing here. So they go to this page, right? And they've entered their information, the first email they receive, which many of you probably received, is the login to the membership page, right? After that, they're receiving like a how to access. Okay. And this allows me to set it up and it's like, here's the email content. Okay. So you guys can see this. So the email subject is like access bonus inside. Again, it's helpful. We're giving them things. So Hypnotic Amazon listing, cheat sheets, templates, checklists, right? Okay. So let me go. I'm going to just do this right now while we're on the thing. Okay. Let's do this. What if I can do this? Okay. So there's email one, right? So they're receiving, first thing they receive is login, like, here's an email template you can kind of follow. So the subject, you can use their name again, or you can say, did you see this? Or you can say, like access inside and then what's inside, right? List what's inside, that kind of thing, right? So that's the first email you can send out, right? Okay. And then down at the bottom, as you can see, like PS short on time. That used to be the biggest thing. That was like my client's biggest thing was they were all short on time. Like, oh my gosh, we've sourced products. We've got all this other stuff to do. We've got to worry about all this. Like, but we need a listing. We can't launch without a listing, right? And it used to be everybody was short on time. Now it's become more about seeing sales faster. So I need to tweak this, which is fine. Or positioning as experts, that kind of thing. And you can just literally, guys, I don't care if you copy a lot of this, right? It's not going to flag anything if 20, 30, 40 of us are using the same emails. It'll be absolutely fine. Okay. So that's email number one. Email number two was about the number one thing that the people I wanted to attract wanted to do someday and thought that they couldn't. Okay. So email number two was, sorry, now I have the hiccups. Email number two was about, let's get close. Okay. Was about, was it like a story? Okay. Pardon me. Again, the headline was, did you see this? Okay. And this right here was just literally about like one client who is just slightly older than I am. He's 49. He wanted to you know, he has a bunch of kids like I do, and he wanted to retire. And he's like, I work a professional job. I make all this money, but with 3 kids and, college and everything else coming up and all their needs and everything else, I'm never going to get to retire. And so I was like, okay, great. So, this is what we're going to, story email. This is what we're going to do, right? Target client. Okay. And the subject line was literally, did you see this? Which is one of my highest opening subject lines. I showed you guys before, email open autopilot. Everybody should have received that in the last class. I'm going to go, remember to load email open autopilot, pilot guide for hot subject lines. Okay. And you can, if you want people just if you use the subject lines there, you're going to get opens, right? And then if you use follow through with kind of the format we're using with the emails here. Why in the world? That is not what I wanted to do. Oopsie, hold on. That's going to look messy. Okay. So we're going to get rid of all of this here. No, maybe that's the problem. I never claimed to be a tech support guru. Oh, that's going to be exciting from now on. Okay, so that's the second one. Okay, and just really simply follow that and change out your numbers, change out, whatever it is that doesn't apply to you. Okay. Let's see here. Close. I don't know why it makes me do it twice. Okay, this one right here, and as you can see, it was sent immediately after. Okay, and then there's one day. So I'm following up every one day, and then 2 day, 2 day, 2 day. So 2 days apart, 2 days apart, 2 days apart. Okay, and then finally, the last one, I send them a new bonus. Okay, so this right here, did you watch this yet? This is about one of the videos that I created. Probably. Let me go check. I haven't looked at this stuff forever. Oh, this was a great one. I took one of their fear emails. Okay, so See if I can get this without getting all the rest of it. Yep, that's what that was. So this was a fear-based email, but it still solved their problem again. And again, questions, concern, reach out anytime. So this is fear-based, like we can solve your problem email. Right, so this is fear. Oh no, come on. I know how to fix it. I always do. So I tell myself all day long, no. Okay, we're gonna go do this. I hope it's at least entertaining for everybody. Let's see here. This is long, 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 long. I'll try to go back through and format this. Okay, so the next email, let's see here. Fear-based email. I can quell your fear, solve your problem. One of their big problems, all Amazon sellers, was, and again, this is the subject line I used, was they're selling your product. Okay? Like that's something you'd tell like your sister if you saw her selling on Amazon and all of a sudden saw somebody else selling their product, right? Goes back to that email open autopilot. Like you're writing things you'd write to you're using subject lines you'd send to your sister, your mom, your friend, right? That kind of thing. Like if you were worried about something. Okay, let's see here. And again, with the magical fancy copy and paste stuff. Okay. Let's see here. It's going to be week 12 bonus. Before I forget to save this, let's make sure we don't forget to save this. Okay. So, stop. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. So, okay. And then this thing, like the original lead-in was meant to, first of all, like get them to think, okay, well, I am, it wasn't originally about positioning. Like for us, it's about positioning, but for them, it's like, okay, my bright product's been hijacked, basically. And then we jump right into positioning. Like, are you prepared to take on any company that starts selling the same product? And we all know everybody's selling, a lot of people are selling like private label type products, so they're essentially the same thing, but they might be like pink instead of orange, or they might have one feature that's different than the others. It doesn't really matter to customers, right? So that was what that email was about, and positioning ourselves as the experts again. Okay. So that was, did you watch this yet? And that's what I called the email, but that's not the headline we use, so ignore that. I'm sorry, not the subject line. Then you have the template, 11 steps to diagnose any listing, any poor performing listing. Okay. So 11 steps to diagnose underperforming Amazon listings, right? Let's see here. And again, you guys have the links to all these, so you can go through and copy and just like rewrite some of the stuff. Where did we go? We're on a different page now. Okay, so here's another one. Let's see here. Okay, and these, you have the links to all this within here. See, so like if you go and you click on that, okay, it's going to take you to what it was that I had as the lead magnet. So you can go and use this. And let's say you go to the lead magnet and you want to like, instead of using a video lead magnet, let's say you don't want to, I'm sure you guys probably already know you can do this, but let's say you don't want to, I'm going to pause it there. Okay. Let's say that you don't want to actually like go through and take notes on all of this. You can go to, where is it? Show transcript. On the right-hand side, it should show. Okay. And then right here, you can just copy and paste all of this. Just go Control All. Sorry, don't do it that way. Okay. Play, pause. Oh, that was a long time ago. You can copy and paste all of this, and then you can actually just format it into a book if you want and change out what you need to change out. Right? So that's a really simple trick, just so you know. Transcripts. You might already know that, but just in case you don't, very useful. Okay. So, okay, next email. Okay, and we're still positioning ourselves as the go-to experts. Positioning ourselves and being helpful, right? Solving their problem. Positioning, what are their biggest problems? Positioning ourselves as the go-to experts, solving their biggest problem. Positioning ourselves as the go-to experts, solving their biggest problems, right? Their next biggest problem, okay? Let's see here. EQ, right? The illogical reason top Amazon products sell more. We talked about using juxtaposition, right? So like people, this is like opening a nested loop, right? Let's see here. We talked about why their sales aren't working, right? It's about the emotional side. Okay. And again, you guys can come in and just copy this. They're looking at why am I like now they're at the point where you're the expert. Okay. Once you've written them 3 or 4 emails, they're at the point where you're the expert. Now they want you to, now you're just basically solving more of their problems. Like, hey, you didn't even know you had this problem. Here's the illogical reason. The illogical reason means like I didn't even know I had a problem. I didn't know this was a problem. The illogical reason, I know all the logical reasons. What's the illogical reason? Right? Oh look, now it has a beautiful cover of the book that I'm changing. Woohoo. Okay, so the next one is, let's see. And this was a lot longer because this was a full lesson in an email, right? Once you have their attention, you can do things like this. You can write really long emails and do your whole lesson in the email and then link them to something else anyway. That one there links directly. You'll see that like the lesson is in the email. There's no separate template. There's no separate video. You literally like I just have the sales page linked in there, right? Like, okay, if you want us to solve this is what we're great at, right? So just click the link and we'll solve it for you. Okay, then the next thing was people needed more traffic, right? This one didn't really have much to do with us at that point in time, right? And this was like ways to get more traffic. Okay, let's see here. This here is low competition, high traffic, smart time investment, set it up once, optimize, let it go. I don't even know what that is anymore. Give me a second here. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, so YouTube marketing. Okay, let's see here. Oh, look, I showed them how to rank your page on page one of YouTube. I can teach you guys how to do that too. It's really simple. It's all about keywords. Let's see. Perk one. Okay, so that just goes back to an article. Again, expert positioning, right? And this here, right, doesn't have any link. And this is my old website, but they still go there. This right here doesn't have any like sales, anything. They cannot buy anything. Okay. Did I already copy this one over for you guys? Yeah, and there's so many different ways, different email sequences and series. These are just the ones most specific to us. And so I want you to have them when you're first launching, and that way, like, you don't have to worry as much about what do I write? What am I supposed to do? Like these are things I fine-tuned for a long time. Oh my goodness. The dog is barking at the mailman or mail lady or mail person. Let's see. Okay, so next one is I just had it. Where did I go? Amazon. Kartra. Okay. Okay, and then 7, 8. Okay, and then this right here was like I had a secondary template. Right? So it's like, well, I already gave you the training, right? So these are all for people who have the training or who jumped into the free training at first. Which means I have to go change all of this. But luckily, the way that I have this written, like they don't have to have the login to the training anymore. And that page is down. So they're no longer going to be able to get the training. They can just get the template. Let's see here. Okay, so this was generally like, here, get the, the $100,000. See where this even goes. Oh, it goes to the old one. I found it. You guys can copy this if you want. This right here, this is only, oh my gosh. And don't copy the whole thing word for word, obviously. But, like these are very simple things that people didn't know about Amazon, right? So this is the way we used to do it, right? And people are still, we basically swapped bullet point number 4 into position number 1. But this is like how you write a description at that point in time without, keyword stuffing it because they weren't ranking keywords at that point in time, right? And this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 pages, guys. This 5-page thing, when I first launched it, generated this one lead in. This one thing generated $170,000. One in under 9 months. Okay. So if you just follow a page like this, Okay. And you go and you use something like this, right? Make it your own, obviously, right? Use your own stats, do your own thing. Like, you can change it from Hypnotic Amazon listing to, whatever you want to call it. You can use, something very similar to this. You can say, 100,000, like 3 simple steps to $100,000 a month listing. You can do whatever you kind of want to do with it. And then I just literally use this lead in from that page I showed you. Okay. From here. Nope. Wait, where'd it go? From here to here, little 5-page lead in. I made this in Microsoft Word. I created, look how ugly this is. I did all this in Microsoft Word. I had no special tools at that point in time. And then, send them something like this, and you have links to your sales page or to contact you, and people will start ordering, right? Especially if you're new on the market and you're showing great results. Like, people want the newest, biggest thing. They see the new thing as being like the most advanced thing, right? And then just use the email follow-ups. Okay. So, and like once you get them, like just set all this up on your back end and tweak it the way you want it, and this will work well, right? And it's going to take you like a day to set up an email list, build a page like that. Not a sales page. Like, you can do a really simple sales page. You do not have to have what I have. And if you want to use the same template that I have, and you can sign up for Kartra, and I can export it and you can just tweak it for yourself, I'm happy to do that. If you guys want to have that template, that's totally fine. But Kartra is like $100 a month, I think. So usually if you can build a really simple sales page, like start with one package that you sell that has, like, if you just start with, title, bullet points, whatever it is that you have in your lead in, okay? Like, if you just start with that, sell that one package, and people ask to customize it, right? So you don't have to have like a really complex page like I had. I didn't start out with that, right? My page looked totally wonky. I didn't know how to build sales pages until 5 years into my career. I mean, I knew how to build them. I didn't know how to make them look good. Like, I knew how to sell things on them. You don't need a pretty sales page to sell things. You really don't. Like, one of the top sales pages, I have a page that converts at like 30 something percent on a $47 book. And it is all words. There's like 2 images, and I made it in WordPress. You can create any of this in WordPress as well, if you know WordPress, right? So that is pretty much, that's pretty much it. Let me go make sure that I copied that last one over. Okay. And that's how I did it. And the main thing is, once you have this optimized, once you have a lead in that's converting well, a lead in page that's converting well to build your list, and a lead in that's converting well to customers, and you have emails that follow up with them that are converting well, all you need to keep doing is finding new traffic sources. Then you start launching more things on YouTube. You launch ads on Facebook. You launch stuff on LinkedIn, like articles on LinkedIn. You just find traffic sources because you already have something that's converting. So all you need is to send more traffic, right? Just like with an Amazon listing. All they have to do once it's converting, because you've written a converting listing for them or for yourself, is send more traffic, more targeted traffic, right? And it's really that simple. And I have to tell you, I must have tried, and I'm not exaggerating when I say 100 different things to try to grow a business, right? Before I like honed in on this particular thing. But like, this is, when you go, like, you can go, this is so awesome. You can go to, right? Like, you can go to webinars, right? You can go and contact the people who do, um, like small podcasts who have like 200, 300 people on their podcast. Go to Apple Podcast, look for smaller podcasts with a couple hundred people, ask if they will let you come on and do a training. Use one of the trainings that we've done on here. Use one of the trainings and, format it in your own way, right? Um, you know, like not format your way, like create your own hypnotic terms if you want, create your own system terms. The system terms are really important. And then train them on something for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Mine usually go like an hour and a half, as you guys know, but train them on something, some very simple steps. And then say, if you're interested in me doing this for you, and here, like, show them the results you get, or talk about the results that you get, or talk about results that are achievable, right? Like, usually when people do this, they see an increase of X, Y, and Z, right? Talk about that. And then, say, hey, you can say, hey, if you're interested, like, I can do it for you. Or I've created you guys this great, like, checklist cheat sheet that you can just go through and look at it yourself. And then you can decide if you need help after that. And if you need help after that, I'm right here to help you, right? Like, you can contact me, XYZ. Super simple. That's one of the best ways to get fast clients, right? Start dropping it on your own Facebook page and asking people to share, right? Go to group members and say, hey, like these large groups, like Titan, and say, hey, I created this. What do you think? Like, go to Maria Shea, say, I created this. What do you think? Like, I'd love to share this free resource on your page. And usually they'll say yes if it's a good resource, right? And you have all the templates that you can go and you can like make your own and tweak so that they don't sound identical. You can change out the images, you can use your own language, but just follow the same general information process and you'll have everything that you need, right? And then everybody's not having the exact same things and try to saturate the market with the exact same things. Everybody has it with their own unique spin. Okay. And then once you have a sales page, like put your Hypnotic, you guys, once you complete everything, put your Hypnotic Amazon certification on the page. They can come, like that carries clout. I'm creating a page specifically for that and what that means, right? So people understand. And most people know what Hypnotic Amazon listings are and Hypnotic Amazon copywriter, right? But this is ways for you to pull in clients as well, right? And keep building your own brand. Are there any questions? I know we just went through a ton of information. I'm going to try to format this better here. Anybody, any questions? That was a lot.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, Mary.
Yes, it is a lot, but it's so good though.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So you mentioned, I forgot the term that you use now. You say how you have a hypnotic anchor that you use for your own, I guess, was that brand or identity? Could you give like some examples?
Yeah, like for me, I'm the Hypnotic Amazon copywriter. Like there's some people who are like the financial copywriter, like if you want to go out into like a certain field, you could be the hypnotic nutrition copywriter. You can be the Amazon nutrition copywriter. You can be the, Amazon nutrition sales expert. You can be the local to Amazon success expert. Like Neri, that'd be a really good thing for you to do if you think about it. Because if you're looking at like something like that, right? Something that it's a term that gives them the outcome that they want, or it's something that positions you as different in the marketplace, right? So if you're like the 6-figure local to Amazon, like local product to Amazon, strategist, okay, you can go, you know how to get products on Amazon, right, Neri? Yeah, right? You know about packaging, you know all of that. And now you know the sales copy. And you know about all the sales, you know about all the keywords, you know all the stuff you didn't know before. So you could literally just go knocking on doors of local companies that they have to make their own thing and say, hey, I'm going to help position you on Amazon. And to do that, I'm going to take X% of the profits, right? And start doing it that way. And then once you get really good results doing it, then you can say, hey, it's going to cost $5,000 up front. And then I'm going to and then I get this much of the profits on the back end if you want to do it that way, or it's this much up front, right? So like you are completely positioned now to be that person, to be the local to Amazon seller person.
That is amazing idea.
Right? And I mean you love that stuff.
That's an amazing idea.
There's this honey thing. There's this other story I went to. There's this other story I went to. Hey Diane, guess what I found this weekend? I'm like, you love local stuff and you love Amazon and you're an expert. You could totally do that. Right? So you can focus on that and just use the same type of things. Just shift the emails towards like, local, like, here's how I helped a local business, or my friend helped a local business on Amazon, or you don't even have to say, here's how I helped. You can say, here's how this person who took their local product onto Amazon finally is able to retire. You know what I mean? After having 3 kids and XYZ. What in the world is that noise? My neighbors are redoing their roof and I can hear every word of it. Sorry, got the door closed and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's, like this is the simplest way to get clients. And again, once you go, I mean, unless you want to go someplace like Upwork, you can set up on Upwork, you can do that, I mean, you can do so many different things to get clients. But to me, this is like the way to set up an automated client business is really great. Doing it this way, right? And then you own full control of everything. You have your own lead magnets, you have your own traffic, your own templates, your own clients, your own everything. If you go to a platform like Upwork, it's like selling on Amazon. They own all the clients. You can't take them off there. I mean, you can. There's strategies to take them off there. It's illegal. I'm not going to go into how I did it, but it wasn't illegal at the time, but like it was just same thing, like lead magnet, like if you let's say you're already on a platform like Upwork or Guru or something like that, you drop a lead magnet to show what you do and then have your contact information there and say, if you want a 20% discount, contact me to discover how to save 20% on your Hypnotic Amazon listing packages. And people contact me directly and it'd be like, okay, hey, so if you want that 20% off, we're going to have to work like, this is the 20% that Upwork usually takes, you're going to have to pay it there, which is fine. I'll totally work through Upwork. But if for some reason, like you want to work directly and say that 20%, I can shoot you an invoice, but then we're working via email, not on Upwork. And most people will be like, okay. But I'd always say, we can still work through Upwork. I'm not pulling you off of Upwork, but Upwork charges 20%. So this is just, you know what I mean? Like, and this was a long time ago. I shouldn't even be putting this on video. This was a long time ago. So yeah, you know, I wouldn't usually ever suggest doing that, but I was the point where Upwork was, I was like, people wanted to not work on Upwork anyway. So they were all trying to not work on Upwork. So I just kind of created a way for people to do that, if that makes sense. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else you want to learn about getting clients? You know what I mean? Like, you already know sales copy. Your sales copy pertains to everywhere, including getting clients, right? So if you're setting up a sales page, you know how to write bullet points now, right? You know how to write a headline, right? If you don't know how to write a headline, I can shoot you a headline. I just told you how to write the 2 most effective headlines, actually. So you already know how to write headlines. You know how to write bullet points. You know how to write, you know, about yourself. You can copy anything you want off my website and just tweak it to you. This is all stuff that I've proven works over like 12 years, and I keep tweaking and tweaking to improve it. So, you know, like it's effective. It really is. If you want to get clients, you just have to find the traffic sources. Oh, trade websites. Hold on for just a second. If you go to trade show and you say, let's say natural health products, okay? Like this. Health and wellness. Natural Products Expo pops right up, okay? This is a trade show company. They specialize in natural products. If you go to, let's see here. If you go to one of the websites, say Anaheim, California, and you go to exhibit and you say retailers. Let's see here. Those are sponsors. Okay. These are additional retailers. These are going to be people who you'd want to target. Okay. If you go to an exhibitor list, okay, like this, you guys are going to be blown away. You see this? These are all of the natural health people who sell e-commerce products. Okay. And you click on it. Oh, there's their website. There's their email. There's how you contact them via print. Go back. Okay. Let's see here. Go to the next one. Same thing. This is how you get their emails. And again, it's tedious. You can hire a VA to do this, right? Go to email. Okay, like this. Oh, mine's not pulling up. There it goes. Okay, Aaron Thomas Company packaging. Look, that no, it wants to print it. Why is it printing it? My thing must be off. Nope, we're gonna go to email. It's not working on email. Okay, you can go to their website and pull the information. Okay. You can contact them there. You can pull the information from below. You can go and search for who owns it. Let's see here. See who owns Aaron Thomas Company. Okay, and a lot of times it'll pop up with DMB. Okay. Snack food manufacturer, that kind of thing. Like, you can find all the information you need online. They do amazing. Northwest Expo. Yeah, these guys do incredible. Okay, you can do that for any type of industry, right? So if you want to do like, let's see here. Oops. Did I just kill that? Please tell me you guys are still there. Okay, you guys are still there. Good. I just killed the main Facebook page. You can go to any of these and you can go through one by one, right? So if you wanted to specialize in like, let's see here. I think you can do it this way. So there's exhibitors. I need to go back one. And these people want you to contact them usually to like promote their products, but they also like it hearing from other industry experts. They're not like shy about it, right? Let's see here. So you can also search. So let's say you're looking for, and I don't know if diabetes is going to be broad enough. Oh, but look, see, there's categories. Let's say that you are an expert and you are an expert in beauty. You check off beauty tools. Okay, great. Cosmetics, great. What else falls underneath there? Home and garden, meat and seafood, media, baby cosmetics, maybe. I don't know. So you go like that, and then you go, to the country you want, Canada, US, whatever. So you're looking for United States. Any place where you actually sell anything like this, United States, and let's say Australia and Canada. And Canada, of course, has regions. We are right outside of British Columbia. Like I literally can almost throw a rock. We're 40 minutes from British Columbia, Canada. So there's a lot of Amazon sellers up there that I work with. They're really amazing. Right. And so you can keep going. This thing just scrolls down. Yes, I agree. That's fine. Let's say hide there. Okay. And usually you can sort for like, and my computer's being buggy, but you can sort for, like type in curiosity diabetes, right? You can do categories. You can select all. You can expand all, which gets really nitty gritty. Okay. And you can go through and it'll kind of like kind of pare it down for you, right? If that makes sense. And I don't know why that button's not showing up. Usually there's a button at the very bottom. There you go. There, see like the search button, okay? Usually that pops up. So you just go through like company 51% owned, operated, controlled by ethnic minorities and women if you want to do that. If that's your area of expertise, like I help women-based or veteran companies or women's companies, ethnic minority companies, whatever, increase their sales in Amazon. Neri, we talked about this before. This is something else you can do, right? And you go search. And then it pulls up like these are the companies that are more 51%. And look at all those. You can start contacting them, right? If you are someone who, I wonder if they have like, hold on for just a second. You go back to search. And I don't know if this would work, but I'm going to try something. Nope, that didn't work. I don't know if they can list it, but like you can go to Christian food companies. Okay. Okay, these are big ones. I don't think we want to do the big ones. Like Christian, and this is, pepper e-commerce companies. Right? So look for an angle that like differentiates you. Okay. And you can like this, right? This person, they have something great. I help Christian business owners succeed online, right? So look for people you can team up with. Look for people who specialize in like Christian apparel shop, right? See what they're doing. Also, you can like kind of spy on them a little bit. That's not the right way to put it, but just see what they're doing. Christian's a little bit more like it's more of a not something people advertise as much, which is totally fine. If you want to do like halal food expo, right? If you're someone who's into like the halal side of things, you can go like here. Okay. Like, I mean, there's, you can find anything, but you're looking for expos and summits. Okay. The other thing you're looking for, so that's how you can directly contact clients. The other thing you're looking for is if you go to top Amazon podcasts, right? And you can just start reaching out to these people and say, hey, I have this training, 3 ways to, increase your listing by 45% in 30 days, right? There's blog FeedSpot. Here's, you can contact all the people on these podcasts. You can go to the Apple Podcasts and just sort for like the ones that have like lower followers. They'd love to pull more people in, right? Anything like that. That's another way to do it. So there's just so many ways to find. There's so many clients out there who need help, and there's so many ways to find clients. So do you guys have any questions before I go rescue this dog who's losing her mind downstairs? She's losing her wiggle mind. She really wants to come up and play.
One more question, Diane. If I say I'm a local expert, was that people think of me, oh, she only help local people, or like more specific, like, oh, what local area are you
I help small businesses with unique products.
or
I help small businesses with unique products scale those products to 6 figures online on Amazon, or I help them get their products on Amazon and sell, right? I help them sell more of their products on Amazon. I help them navigate the complexities of selling on Amazon and dominate the big brand name competition. I help them, like, you're talking about local, like, things that are individually created. They're not private label products, right? So like you have it's kind of like anything you could find on Etsy would be local. Anything where like you have a but it has to be something they can mass produce, right? So one of my friends, Ty, he's one of my friends since my 7th grade. He creates these stunning custom like dressers and tables and things like that. And so that wouldn't apply, right? Because he can't mass produce those. So what you're going to want to do eventually is you're going to want to, like, let's say you're doing honey. And right now they can only, let's say they can only put, 100 things of honey in a jar a day. Okay. You're going to eventually want to get in contact with a co-packer and help them to scale so they can do, once they're going past 100 a day on Amazon, and you're taking, let's say once they go past 60 a day on Amazon, you're taking 60% of their you know, whatever they're producing, honey, jars of honey, and you're selling it on Amazon. And it's like, okay, great. So now we need to go contact a co-packer, right? And they're everywhere. They're all over the US. A co-packer is someone who will go and take your bottles and your labels and follow the FDA processes to put your products within those bottles with the labels or jars or whatever it is that you have, right? That's a co-packer. It's kind of like a prepping facility, but it's for food, right? So if you're going to focus on
Thank you.
food, yeah, definitely. And that's how you help them scale as well. Like, hey, not only that, but I'll contact co-packer and help you figure all this out. And sometimes co-packers have like an upfront fee to set everything up. So, let your clients know in the future as we scale. And again, this is future pacing and pre-selling. And remember, as you scale, you're going to need more capacity than what you currently have. So if you're currently producing 100 jars a day, when we're selling about 60 a day on Amazon, we're going to want to go and reach out for a co-packer, right? Co-packers do have an upfront expense. So make sure you're reserving at least 30% of the money that you're making on Amazon for that expense of a co-packer. And then you're future pacing that you're going to be this successful. So successful, in fact, that we're going to have to bring in somebody else to help you to continue to grow and produce because you're so successful, right? So, and remember, you want to sit, part of that 30% will be for marketing, and part of 30% will be to expand your beekeeping force and for new equipment for beekeeping and things like that. And you're still going to have the same care with the bees, but you're going to need to have that money there to kind of keep expanding, because as you grow, don't say when you grow, don't say, if you grow, say as you grow. After we launch you on Amazon, as you grow, right? There's that future pacing thing again. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have fun with this stuff. For me, it's not like a stressful thing anymore. It's like, oh, here's what you do.
Uh,
Like I would love to take local companies, but I live
this
in
is so
Bellingham,
good.
Washington. There isn't like, I mean, everybody here is so tech savvy, like, I mean, and that's a limiting belief right there. I mean, but I also don't want to I don't want to change what I do. I don't want to, like, I love the way I do it. So if you want to go do it that way and be a consultant, and then you can also handle, like, I understand which images to use. I understand which words to use. I understand the research. I understand the keywords. You understand the whole process. You can charge a mint. You know what I mean? I'm very happy sitting in my happy little corner of the momhood training and, like writing listings and writing books and, helping with doing the buy mind positioning system. And, that's where the bigger money is. And I'm happy doing that at like you know, like not going out and meeting with people, but you seem to like to go out and meet with people. Um, I'm more of a, took me 8 years to get on
I
camera
love
kind of
the
person.
joint venture part. So this is
Yes.
nice. This is nicely blend into, we're talking about joint venture. I I
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, and when you go to the joint venture part, they'll say, okay, what percentage? You're going to say, well, we're going to take, usually it's X percent or XX percent of top line sales, which means that the money goes to you before all the other expenses come out. Because if you do net profit, a lot of times their owners will be like, oh, well, I wanted to do this new bells and whistle and this new bells and whistle and this new bells and whistle and this new bells and whistle. Right. And so all of a sudden it's like, well, we made our profit, our net profit was only $1. So you get 10% of that. Nope, it's 10% of top line sales on Amazon, right? Which means that if they make $5,000 a month, you get $500 as a kickback. If they, not a kickback, that's an illegal term, as a profit share. Okay. If or you can say like, well, how much are the owners getting? I get X percent of that, right? So let's say we're going to take, 10% of all top line sales and put it into a pot, and each of the owners is going to get 30%. So you'll get 30, you'll get 30. And then I, as a joint venture partner, will get 30, right? So you can say it that way too. It depends on how you want to structure the deal. But I would, if you're going to do the work up front, unless they're like first of all, before you do any work up front, make sure they're a really solid company, get everything under contract, and make sure you're getting like it's going to be worth it to you. So if you look at, let's say you go to Amazon and let's say you see that this type of honey is only selling for $10 a piece. If you sell 60 a day, that's $600 a day, 18,000 a month. 10% of that is $1,800. Is that worth it to you to do all of that work? Make sure that your contract says in perpetuity, right? So as they grow and scale, as they're suddenly able to sell, like 1,000 a day and it's $10 per jar, then you're doing 10,000 a day. You're making $1,000 a day in profit. That's 30,000 a month. So make sure it's something that has the market to scale and that they're going to be competitive and that they understand that on Amazon, it's a competitive website. And then also tell them like, hey, and in addition, like in the future, I can help you get on Walmart because it's really easy to get on Walmart. This is not complicated. And I can help you get on Jet and we can help you set up a Shopify store. And like, as you continue helping to do these things, you increase the percentage that you get, right? Or you increase the range that you get. So like now I get 10% of all top line Amazon sales and I get 10% of the Shopify sales and I get 10% of the, now people are coming into the store. So I want 2% of those sales, right? And you're not trying to be greedy. It's just that the work's going to continue and you're going to automate as much of it as you possibly can. But the idea is that they understand that you're getting that money in perpetuity. I've turned down multiple deals because people are like, oh, well, I'll give you money for the first 12 months, but not after that. I'm like, no, I'd rather just have you pay me up front. I don't trust you. You know what I mean? So, like I turned down a really good deal a couple weeks ago that was for a software product. And I was like, well, I've been working on it for a while with them. And then they were like, well, we only want to give you this much until this date now. I'm like, no, 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 no. I've already done over $50,000 worth of consulting. I haven't been paid for. And now we're going to terminate this after this date because you're like, oh, we can like then it'll be automated. I'm like, it wouldn't be automated without me. Like it won't have that scalable growth without me and it won't have that viral without me. You guys don't know how to do this. So I pulled out, which was $50,000 loss, but it wasn't worth for me to continue doing that, to have people kind of nickel and dime your value. You know what I mean? And they can go and figure out how to do it themselves, but chances are it's going to be a lot harder or they're going to fail compared to what you can offer them. Does that make sense? And most people feel really.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead. It's
No, I was gonna say. I was gonna say, the part that you explained to us, say grow as you grow instead of if or when. That was like big aha for me.
Future pacing. So future pacing we use as you feel your pants getting looser, as you slam down. I hope I mentioned that in our future pacing thing. If not, somebody go back and add it to the notes, please. As you experience this, as you notice this, as this becomes really apparent, as you grow, as you scale, as you start seeing 6 figures roll in a month, as you that's the future pacing. That's the easiest future pacing there is as you. What was I going to say? Oh, so yeah, I mean, I like the idea of you doing that. I think that Pepper, you were looking at focusing on your own products. Is she still there? Is that still, I'm not looking at the page. I'm like staring at my notes right now. Okay. Are you still looking at focusing on your own? Or are you, yeah, there's only two you left. I am. Okay. It seems like everybody else ran off to go do what we were talking about doing. Okay. So for you, if you already know where to source food, right? So for you, it's just more about scaling. Like, where to source
yes, okay. Yes, I have some wholesalers I'm looking into. I haven't actually ordered product yet for it, but
okay.
Yes, I want to do it myself, but I also really think that I would like to get into copywriting as well.
I think you'd be really good at it. Yeah, I mean, you too, Neri, obviously. So that's something else is like, if you want to put yourself out there as like the Christian e-com copywriter, the Christian Amazon copywriter, a lot of people will resonate with that. They really will, especially because a lot of the language on Amazon doesn't like, if people are starting a Christian company and they're doing it to attract in Christian consumers and it's not even a Christian product, right? It doesn't even have to be a Christian product. It's just their morals and their beliefs. Like they really will appreciate that they don't have to turn around and correct you on language and things you say and don't say that are going to offend other people. Like that's a really unique niche is like, I'm a Christian e-commerce copywriter. I'm a Christian Amazon copywriter. I'm a Christian, like I work with Christian companies. I am a strong Christian. I know how to write things that sell without offending other Christians, that kind of thing. Just a thought. I think that would be a really great niche for you, like the Christian Amazon copywriter or Jesus Amazon copywriter, and I'm not trying to say anything offensive. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be really cool to start positioning as that, right? This, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I do spiritual copy. I do, oh my gosh, so many things. Like people know how to keep it clean, but it's not the same as when you're speaking from your heart to someone else who, like that's a whole niche in itself.
That's so funny because I never thought about approaching copywriting from that position.
Oh yeah. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Oh, I'm back. Hi, now you can see me. Wow, you can tell everybody's been sick this week. Mommy looks exhausted. Yeah, so definitely like go, and there are other Christian copywriters out there, but I don't think there's any other like people who are specifically like, hey, and here are the things we use, and here's, like, and like, here's the trainings I've taken, here are the things that we use, here's the, like, your own unique angle is, like selling through God. Something like that. I don't even know. I'm going to turn off my camera so I'm not staring at myself, or move that so I'm not seeing myself talk. It's so weird to see yourself talk. Like, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I mean, Neri, it looks like you guys both have niches you can launch into at this point in time. Like selling
That is
through,
so exciting.
selling through the word of God, selling through God, selling through, like, I that's like something to look into. I'm kind of trying to think of the best way to, and we can tweak it too. If you bring it back to class, we can say, okay, well, what do you think? Like, we love that, but what about this? And what about this? What about this? So that's just one idea. Instead of just selling your own products, you know how to sell on Amazon, you know how to send in products, you know how to, and you could literally take Christian products and to help people do what Neri's doing. Like, hey, you have this great Christian thing. Like, do you want me to help you sell it on Amazon? Like, I'm the Christian e-com copywriter. I'm the Christian, what do you call it? I'm the, word of God copywriter. And there are so many Christian products on Amazon. You could literally go through and grab the name of the brand, search the brand, like go look at the brands, and then pick a brand that has a whole bunch of names, search the brand, contact the brand and say, hey, here's what I do. Here are the results, bada bing, bada boom. Like, how many listings would you like me to optimize for you this week? I don't know.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's so many good ways to, let me see if there's hold on. Christian, and I'm not trying to put you in a box. It's just, I know, like, this was originally what we were talking about. Christian Products Expo. Christian Products
I love
Expo.
how you just always have such great ideas, things that I would never think of.
Oh, yes, she does. Yes.
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. About CPA. Okay, so here's all these products. Holy moly. I'm just going to send this to you, and you can, I don't see an exhibitor list yet. Let's see. What is upcoming shows summer 2020? Where is this? Let's find out. How far are you from Lexington, Kentucky? Go launch your exhibitor list. There you go, right there. Exhibitor list. Look at that. All those Christian products you can contact and say, hey, are you on Amazon? Do you want to be on Amazon? We'd love to get you on Amazon. Know if anybody else wants to be on Amazon. We'd love to sell your stuff on Amazon. We'd love to help you sell it on Amazon. Not we'd love to sell your stuff. We'd love to help you sell it on Amazon. Right?
That's awesome. What is that one?
Yep, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. Like, you better go find it. Sorry. Okay, hold on for just a second. I'm gonna pause the video recording somewhere. Okay, stop.